Good morning, it's me. I'm back. I'm Stephanie Flath, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm coming to you live Wednesday morning, April 29. Holy cow, April's almost gone. I am live every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and other times you can find me on my website at dazzledbystamping.com. I'm looking at my hair. It is a problem this morning. I don't know why it looks fine in the mirror and then I find myself on camera and it's not. Okay. Good morning, Mario and Carrie and Kathy. I'm so glad that you're here. Okay, so I have a really fun technique I'm going to show you today. And also I have a card that we made last night at my class that I'm also going to show you. It's very cute. So let's see, do I have anything for you? I can't think of anything right now that I have to share you news-wise. Other than I will mention, I think it posted this morning. So I'm going to be doing Mother's Day cards with people next Friday, the 8th, at Marge's. It's hi Nancy. It's 10 a.m. to noon. So if you want to come and make a Mother's Day card with me, come join me next week at Marge's Donut Den. Excuse me. All right, I'm just going to jump right into the randomizer here. Good morning, Deanna. So I think I have two cards that I have to give away, and let me see. Oh, Nancy, you're my first winner. Oh, where did my Post-it notes go? I looked for him once and then I didn't see him and then forgot to get him. Okay, Nancy Olson, congratulations. Okay, then we need to pick a new winner and start. Mario, congratulations. So all of you that were saying, I need to win this week. Well, it's Nancy and Mario. So there you have it. Congratulations. All right, I'm going back to YouTube. So, they're very cute cards. Oh, thanks. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is the technique one. And I feel like I'm gonna show you the how-to part, but I didn't completely. I have samples, and I didn't completely think through this one that I have in front of me. That I actually want to show you the cutting. I'm gonna do one that I already have set aside. So, you're welcome, Nancy. Okay, so I'm going to put you down right away. So while I'm doing this, close your eyes, Carrie. While I'm doing this, I'm going to remind you that next week, the 5th, which I think is Tuesday, is when the new catalog goes live. So that's so exciting. That will be so cool. Okay, so I'm focusing here on, or what I already have here. Hi, Jennifer. I already did the randomizer. It was Nancy and Mario. You missed out. So sorry. But I did mail yours yesterday, I think. Okay, so I got up to get more coffee and listening to my AirPods when I won. I cheered in the kitchen. That's good. The good way to start the morning. Coffee and winning. Okay, so I'm focusing on, I hope this is still available. I actually did not check last night, but the last time I checked it was still available. This is part of the Beautiful Gallery Designer Series paper. It's 6x6 stack. And so the they are lucky. So the name of the technique that I'm jumping right in to show you is it's called double vision. At least that's what I've seen it called. I've seen a few. I keep seeing samples, and it's just so cool. So I want to show it to you. So the important part is finding a scene that you really like, and then you're going to make the card. So I'm just going to show you, so I remind you the gallery, the beautiful gallery designer paper. So to remind you what they are. This is going away. It's on the last chance list. So I'm just showing you some of the scenes that are like some of my favorites. So you can have an actual scene, or you can have flowers. I did do, oh, there's some glue I left behind. I did do a few samples so that I can show you when I'm done. Hi, Dot. Just a sec, I need a drink already. All right. So just to remind you what some of these are, there's a lot of scenes like this. There's a few flower ones. There's one more that I always love too. Anyway, so you want a scene that you like, that you want to feature the scene. It's all about, did I miss the update about your anniversary dinner? I didn't share it. Dinner was lovely. We had a good time, and Todd brought me flowers when he came home. So it was a lovely day. Let's see, what else did we? And then we had church at night. So it wasn't a very long day of celebration, but we did have fun. Oh, and then actually we went for dinner with friends on Saturday as well. We did a crab boil, and yeah, they're both just delicious. I love food. I believe I've mentioned that before. Okay, so oh, and then it was funny, I have to tell you. So I don't remember what happened. I feel like we were sitting in church, and I don't know if I gave Todd a funny look. I teased him about something. I don't know what it was. And he goes, oh, no, it wasn't in church. But we were sitting next to each other. And he said, oh, so this is what year 38 is going to be like, huh? I love it. He's so funny. And you know me, I'm a stinker. So, all right. So you want a designer paper. The technique is all about the scene, all about featuring. Easiest would be designer paper, obviously, rather than stamping a whole scene of some kind. But you could do it with stamping, but I'm choosing design paper. So, I'm going to show you. I wasn't going to do this part, but I am going to. I'm just not finishing this card. I want to show you what you want to do so that you can do it well, can do the technique well. So I told you it's double vision, right? Okay, so I know that the piece that I want, for mine, you could make a much smaller piece if you wanted to, but I'm wanting to make one that takes up most of my card and then have a border. So what I want to do is cut my, I'm choosing to do this on a piece of cardstock for a base, rather than, somebody that I watched mentioned that where she saw it, they did another piece of designer paper. I don't know, that just sounds like not a good plan. So I know that I want, I do want to cut. Well, okay, so I want this to be 5 inches wide for my choice. So I'm lining up my layer that is going to be the base and my designer paper. And I'm not taking it all the way to the inch because I'm going to just cut off this little hill here. But I'm wanting to keep my layers together so that I get it exactly the same size. So I'm going to line this back up at 5 up here. So I want to leave as much of the seam that I like as possible. Okay, so I have those done. So we're cut down to, or we're not cut down to, I didn't put that on right. Or something. I need to cut it smaller because they're not lined up. Okay, I need to take off another 1/4 of an inch. Oh, that's what I needed. That wasn't even, sorry. I was thinking that I just did an inch. A gate with a greeting would look good on this picture. You mean gatefold with a greeting? Oh. Well, I am not showing you this cutting very well, so do not try taking these measurements, because suddenly I thought that I was doing okay, and I have a goofy thing right here. So fortunately, I did not plan to make this card. I'm just leaving that. I didn't intend to make this card with you. I have other pieces cut, but I wanted to show you the cutting. So I'm going to have to do some trimming. So I guess I did 4 3/4. And then I need to do 3 1/2. That's what we're going to do. Now, if you want some more of this path, sorry, I'm off. If you want to leave more of this path, you could cut more of the sky out, but I'm not going to try to mess around because I already feel like I messed up earlier. Okay, so since I cut it all together, both of these pieces are the same size, okay? Now, what I'm going to do is this the right way? This is I'm gonna cut this even smaller because I want it to be in 1/2 inch increments. Oh, I know what I can do to get this cut right. I'm just gonna turn this around because I didn't want to cut the other end off. Okay. So I guess that is a key that matters in your sizing, is making sure that you have 1/2 inch increments depending on how wide you're going to do your pieces. I'm going to go 1/2 inch wide. So I have 4 1/2 inches here is my width. Hi, Jamie. And okay, so now it's important. Keep this whole. Don't cut this. Okay. I don't know how long you've been here, Jamie, but I'm doing the cutting for a double vision card, but I'm not going to actually make this card because I didn't plan the whole base for it, or I don't know. I don't have a complete card in mind for this, but I want to show you step by step how we're going to do this. Okay. So I'm cutting a 1/2 inch. So this is obviously going to be a landscape card because I did a landscape view, but you can do it in a portrait view as well, portrait orientation, if you have a scene that's long enough as opposed to wide enough. Okay, so eventually it matters what order these are in, obviously, when you get done. Just arrived, but figured out what you were doing. Glad to catch it, as I've been wanting to try one. Me too. I keep seeing them, and they're so cool. Okay. So I'm just letting them fall off the edge, probably because I'm lazy. But an important step will be to make sure they're in the correct order when you're done, before you get started. Okay, so all of my pieces are in 1/2 inch widths. You could make it even more detailed and go 1/4 of an inch, but that might be problematic. So sometimes it totally doesn't look right. When I was doing one last night, I had one that, like this one, this is out of order. I had one that I'm like, this is not right. What is going on with this? And one of my pieces that I had way over here actually belonged somewhere over here. So obviously you need to make sure that your seam looks right. Okay. So there's this. But like I said, I'm not going to try to do this one because I didn't have a complete end product ready. But I wanted to show you the thinking that goes through that I already did. And actually, let me be honest, why I didn't plan to make this card once I got done was in case I made mistakes cutting. So I have one that I know I have cut right. So I'm going to bring this over to sec. So it's a different scene actually. So I'm going to, oops, get these out of the way. And I already messed up a scene, I can tell. Okay. No, I do want it on there. That was dumb. Okay, so I'm going to start over here. So it's important, like I said, to make sure that you have the scene set up correctly. I don't know where that one goes. So this is definitely one, I feel like once you get the hang of it, and if you're not in front of a camera, it's not really that difficult. It's a little bit time consuming. See, this one's out of order. I can tell. I just don't know where it goes. Does it go over here? I feel like I just hit it and it went somewhere. No, that's not right. This goes here or here. Or I don't know how this got all the way to the wrong end. Okay, those are right. I don't know. Is this really green right here? Oh, it is really green right here. No, but that tree goes. This is on the end. So if I were smarter, I would have made sure I did not use second DSP. Yeah, I didn't either. That's just a waste. If I were smarter, I would have lined them up as soon as I cut them off. That would have been a better idea. Why is this not right? This is the outside. It's this fence is the outside. There. Is that right? No. Why is that not right? I had it all set and now I don't know why it looks wrong. There's this and this. This goes over here. Oh, there. Okay. Man. You were right, Carrie. I didn't look up till just now. That's probably where I had it in the first place, but it looked out of place. All right, so it's not supposed to take this long. So when you're cutting, it would be a good idea to carefully place them next to each other on the side. That's what I would suggest. But I just let them go. Okay, so now I need this underneath it. Okay, so I'm starting with my far left piece, and it is going down. Am I in camera? Yes. It's going straight down with adhesive. I'm using liquid glue just so, I don't know. That's just what I'm doing. So it needs to be all the way to the very edge at the bottom and the side. And obviously it better be at the top too, but you can really only measure two sides for sure. If you need to trim, you need to trim. Okay. Then the second one we're leaving here butted right up next to it. Lined up, but doing nothing with it. Now the third one, I had to make sure I had it in order again. The third one, we're using adhesive again. I'm not sure why this is coming out faster than last night. So for our Stamp-A-Stack last week, moms, dads, grads, brides, and babies, we did a very, very miniature version of that. Eventually I'll show it. So right now this one it's sort of sticky with the adhesive next to it, but it's loose. These two are down. This one's butted up, but it's going to be loose. So take this one. So by miniature version, I mean we did 3 panels rather than, and they were like, I don't know if they were an inch or 3/4 of an inch wide. We just did 3 panels of our scene and did this technique. So it was definitely not double vision, but it was sort of inspired by double vision. Okay, so I want to slide this over. The sliding is part of the reason why I'm using liquid adhesive rather than my snail that I always use. Okay, so this one's down. So this one has to stay loose, but butted next to it. And then this one needs to go. So tell me, obviously, Carrie and Jamie have seen what I'm talking about. How many of you have seen double vision cards? Maybe you've seen them but didn't know what they were called. But just wondering if anybody else has seen them and wanted to try them. I feel like I just keep seeing them and they're so cool. So I looked up. I had an idea. Mario hasn't. Nancy loves them. I had an idea how it was. I don't know if I switched that. I gotta check it. But I did watch a video to make sure that I knew how I was doing it. I don't think that I would have done it. I'm double checking which one's down. Okay, that's loose. This one goes down. When I watched the video and heard what she said some people did, I'm like, there's no way that I would have thought to use another thing of designer paper. That I'm all about saving designer paper and not wasting it. Oops. Like when I'm making cards for classes or swaps or whatever, my choice would be to use a small piece so that I can make more swaps or more cards for class with it. So this is loose, this is down. So this is loose. Is that right? Making sure we're not upside down. Okay. All right, so here's my piece. With every other one. Okay, Jamie, I don't know what it was called. Glad to have a name. Gotcha. I don't know. Somehow I saw a name. Okay, so every other piece is glued down. And so I'm going to tell you, I feel like I saw one person, I must have seen a partial video or something because it was not the one that I actually looked up. I saw that someone was using the foam strips, and then the person that I actually watched, she used dimensionals. And what I'm preferring, dimensionals are good. First of all, I'm using the black ones because it does look better if you can hide it. But I'm using the black ones, but I like this thick edging. And so I'm the thicker the better. I always end up rounding it. It doesn't really matter, but I do. So rather than this skinny long part, I'm using these sort of wide ones. And so if you haven't ever bought the black dimensionals before, it comes in a combo pack of 2 large and 2 mini. And these edges of the minis, I'm going to be using too, because it's even better. So I'm going to use this piece right here because I do sort of want it all the way to the end, but you just don't want to show it. Okay, so I have my dimensional on here. So this just is quicker because I have this whole strip here. And if you're one that likes to use your strips anyway, it's perfect. Okay, so now we're putting this down and lining this up right there. Okay, so that one's down. So one thing I'll mention, this is not the way that I'm doing anything. I'm winging it and assuming that I can figure it out and do it right or do it well or whatever you want to call it. The person that I watched, when she did this part, after she took off the backing, she put a little bit of adhesive, liquid adhesive, on each of the dimensionals so that while she had the thickness of the dimensional, she also had the slidey of the liquid. So I'm not doing that, but I'll mention it to you as a way to help you assemble if needed. Okay, so as you can see, all these loose ones I'm pulling up. They might be stuck a little bit by the liquid adhesive, but they come up okay. All right, now I'm using my mini ones. I haven't even started these mini ones, but they'll be a perfect. You know how the minis have a really, really wide edge? These are perfect for it. I'm going to stop it short. Oops. Don't peel the backing off first. Put it down first. Oh, this is too long. Okay, we're going to put that there. Okay, peel the backing. Ooh, look how perfect that is. I feel like I want still a little mini dimensional right there or something. I'm not going to bother. Okay. So I'll put it on my scene. So obviously your cutting in the beginning is important so that it's perfectly sized with your whatever layer that you're putting on it. But also, if it's not quite right, what I feel like I would do is if you got to this end and it was just a little bit off, first of all, you could trim it, or you could slide it in all the way, and it wouldn't matter so much if the scene overlapped just you know, a fraction of an inch. I'm gonna put a whole one here. feel like it'll fit. There, perfect. All right, I don't want anything hanging out. All right, last one. And I'm gonna do this one. These mini ones worked out great. I like it. A little bit too long. Okay, peel this off. Put it on here and make sure that you are, oops, I put it down. See, I'm not scared to just lift it when it's like that. But that would be why she used liquid glue on it. Okay, so here's our look. Can you see? See, you have the double vision sort of look here. Okay, now we're gonna finish putting the card together. So, what I still wanted something fairly light. It's a good contrast for the card itself, and I also wanted a dark base to bring the scene, to help the scene pop just a little bit. So I'm putting this down. This is Secret Sea, by the way. I just chose a color that was in the designer paper that I thought would be cool. And then you can't really do this well with your seal adhesive because you have all that dimension on here. So I'm using liquid glue on this too. Otherwise, you would probably want to put adhesive carefully down on your base before you put this down. Okay. So this goes down here. And then press in your, where you can and where it's flat inside there. Okay, so you have your cool scene, and then we just need a greeting. So I am doing, for this one I chose to do the same as the base. Normally I would probably do, thank you, Dot. Normally I would probably do white in a normal card. I want you to see the greeting, but I don't know, this card is about the scene, so I don't want to take away from it. So I'm using the Thinking of You from Friendly Foliage. That's what we're going to be using Friday at in my Dazzling Card Club. So I have Thinking of You here on Basic Beige. I don't think I told you this is Basic Beige card base and this piece. So, oh, I just remembered one more thing that I want to do. So I'm not using embellishments for the most part on these cards that I've been doing. But what I do want is, I gotta see where I think water is. I'm using Wink of Stella where I think it's water. Or you could use it, if you're doing a flower, you could do it in the flower. If you wanted to make your clouds sparkle, your sky, that's up to you. But I'm just making it kind of subtle. I'm not trying to, I don't know if that's rocks or water, but we're making it shimmer. And you might not be able to see it because it's very, very subtle. Sometimes I can't see it until I tip it. Can you see it? I don't feel like you can. Oh well, it's there. You have to know. Thanks. Okay, So now, my thinking of you, I want to, I want it kind of simple. So I'm just going to angle the ends, turn it around and angle, use the same angle that I did. Okay, so then I decide where I want it. And just because I want it to stay, I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive on the very ends of these. But then what I prefer to do is, where'd they go? I use this one. I'm going to put dimensional there. And dimensional there. Because you don't want it just on the banner, because the banner is lifted on this part. 1, 2, 3. It's up on there, but the dimensionals will go down here. Here's my card. Isn't that really cool? It looks somewhat vintage. Yeah, this designer paper definitely looks vintage. Okay, so here I don't always do this, but it wasn't that difficult. Like I said, a little time consuming. You're not going to want to do tons of these, but I did do a few samples. So I'm going to show you a couple others that I did. And eventually I'll show you this one that I cut. I will show you that on my website. So here's the first one that I did. I love this sailboats or fishing boats, whatever all they are. I love this scene. And again, I didn't do any embellishments. I just added some shimmer to the water. For this one, I wanted this greeting to sort of blend in. I didn't want it to stand out. Like this one stands out a little bit more. But for some reason with this one, I just wanted it to sort of blend into it, but for you to be able to see the words. And then the last one that I did was this one. So I wanted to show you can do it portrait also. And this is just the gorgeous flowers that are part of this designer paper. And I did add an embellishment here and popped this up a little bit different. I put some secrecy under it. Wanted to make sure that it was the same length, etc. All right. So those are my double vision cards. Oh, and by the way, this, I truly appreciate all you do. It's from a new set I should show you. Just a sec. This was one of the sets that Dina was asking about a couple weeks ago. This is Sending Salutations. This was one that we got. I think it was an all attendee gift on stage. So this is a really cool greeting set. I love words, and you know that I love mixed fonts. So this is awesome. Congratulations on your achievement. Cheers to you. Sending best wishes for health and living. Here's to a new chapter. I'm here for you. I hope all things wonderful are headed your way. To a marvelous person on their birthday, wishing you a bright and beautiful future. Thank you so much for your friendship. I don't know what I'd do without you, and I truly appreciate all you do. So I used a new product with a retiring product. So there's that. Okay, so I'm done with that, and I have a mess of all my little pieces here, and I'm going to have to resort my little wood cottage in the I don't know what you call it, later when I finish that card. Okay, so now the card that I'm going to do now is from last night with my my all occasions class. And so first thing I'll show you is I'm using Pop-Up Petals, which is, DSP does not appear to be on Last Chance. It's still current? Oh, for some reason I thought it was going away. But it is listed? So, like, still available listed? So I guess they're keeping the designer paper but getting rid of the stamp set. Because I know that Gallery Bloom's bundle stamp set is going away. but maybe beautiful gallery stain. That's awesome because they're gorgeous scenes. Okay, so pop-up, thank you for looking, Carrie. Pop-up petals is a stamp set. It's not going away, and it's just too cute. I love the sayings with it. Thanks for being there. Grateful for your friendship. You get me, and I appreciate that. That's the best. Thank you again, Carrie. You make my life better just by being in it. So this does have dies, and oh, did I know I have the die here somewhere. Is it hiding here? Just a second. Yep, it was hiding. Okay. Suddenly I'm like, I know I have it, but where? Okay, so I'm using this, and I'm using, can you see that there's ladybugs picnicking here? It's called the Ladybug Picnic 3D embossing folder. It is back, by the way, back in stock. And this is Crumb Cake, Early Espresso, and Pool Party. And I chose these colors because I wanted, why do I keep getting adhesive pieces everywhere? I did not do a good job protecting myself. I really wanted to use this piece of designer paper. I adore it. It's from Country Woods. It is still staying, and it was around last year too. So anyway, but I love it. So I'm going to get started by, I want the second greeting. No, I changed my mind. I'm going with the one that I designed with. This is, you make my life better just by being in it. Oh, don't want secrecy though. All right. I put it on the bottom instead of the top. All right, so I'm inking this up. So when I did the embossing folder, I only did it at about 2/3 of the way down because I knew I wanted to stamp here. I'm so glad that paper is staying. I haven't been able to get it yet. All right, cool. Okay, isn't that nice? I love that. It's perfection. All right, so that is done. Now, my next most important thing, well, this really is only most important if you plan to color it, but I'm not going to color it. These have stamps. This is Memento again, by the way. These have stamps that you can stamp the color of the petals and the centers. So the reason it matters if you are planning to color is you need to let it dry before you color. So that's why I said to do that. But I'm not going to wait. I'm just going to color by adding ink. So you do need to pay attention. Does that fit that way? Yep, it fits that way. So it only fits one way, it's not up. It can't be upside down or whatever. So I'm using Pool Party to color the petals, and I'm using Petal Pink. That is one of the colors in this designer paper. Using Petal Pink. Again, I want to make sure that I'm going the right way. Petal Pink to color the centers. There we go. Okay, then, oh, I do need to color the leaves, so I guess it is important and I need to do it. But while I'm letting that dry, I'm going to stamp my vase. This is Misty Moonlight, another color in this designer paper. Okay. So, I'm using my mini machine. Remember to make a capital E so that it can go in well. So this is this vase, you could just fussy cut it if you didn't want the dies. But since I did get the dies and it can do better than I can cut, I am using my machine. Okay. Put that right there. Okay, so all my pieces are ready, and I'm going to say that my leaves have dried enough so that I can color them. So I'm using dark old olive. Maybe I want to use light. No, I'll just stick with what we used last night. I think my light old olive was being, oh yeah, it was being used for one of our other cards, and so I used dark for the leaves. I'm just gonna stick with it. I'm not trying to blend something this small. Just adding color. And then I do actually want to, I'm going to use the other end. I rarely use the other end, but I do want to add some thin color on the stems. Okay. So all my coloring is done. All my stamping is done. Oh, one more piece that I need to do before we start putting together. So this is important that you do this before you start putting your layers together. So I want this tipped. If you don't want it tipped, it doesn't really matter. Well, you'll still have to trim it based on how I cut it anyway. So I am putting adhesive on here. And I want it tipped, and so what I'm trying to do is make sure I have this bottom corner right on the edge here, and then, oops, I went too low. And then the top corner right on the edge here. If it's not right on the edge, if it's too high, then some of it will be uncovered. Some of my crumb cake will be uncovered. And then we're just going to trim this. So I like that it's tipped, but then I wanted this layer, the crumb cake needed to be smaller so that I could get more pieces out of my designer paper. So my designer paper is 4 inches wide, so I only have a little bit of room to tip it for my piece here. Okay, so I have to mention, when I was first designing, I was trying to not do so many layers, and I first put this down, and I'm like, no, it really does need that early espresso under there. So I'm going to show you the difference. I don't like tons of layers on my cards, but look how much better that looks. Okay, so this, you always do your dimensionals part last. Unlike in my last card, I couldn't do that last. But you want to do that last so then you're not trying to put your adhesive on with your dimensionals on there too. Okay. I'll put this on, this on, this on. Pool party. All right, now this is going to go flat on as well. So I feel like I always say this. I always say this, but are you guys the same way? I don't like double thicknesses of dimensionals. I like if there's going to be dimensionals on one layer, then it shouldn't be on the other layer. So this is going down, and I want dimensionals on this one. So this one I put flat. So where's my ring of that? Do you guys think the same way, or is that just me? Oh, I use scrap. All right, take that. And that. And then we'll put them in their vase. Isn't that so cute? So, one last thing. So this is an item that is going away. I may have even used this a week or two ago. So this is called Dear Dots. It was part of a Christmas collection of embellishments. This is going away, and it is discounted even. So there was Real Red, Petal Pink, Cool Pool Party, and then there was Garden Green also. And so I'm going to I'm not using my take your pick tool. I'm just doing it. So I'm using 2 of these colors are in my card, so that works out great. I am using Pool Party and Petal Pink. And there's my card. Thank you, Dot. I'm glad that you like it. All right. So remember, in case you're new to me, now that I'm done with this, thank you, Jennifer. In case you're new to me, I do a randomizer every week. I give away the projects that I make. So I'm only giving away one of these cards, the one that I made with you guys. But I just wanted to show you more samples. But the way that you get entered in my randomizer is by commenting during my live. After my live, you can comment in the comments, and then I add you to my list so that you can be entered into my drawing. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you guys try this technique out. And I actually, so for my, if you want card kits, here's what I'm going to offer. If you, the design could be completely different because, of the papers that I have available. If you place a $30 order by, Saturday, I will give you 2 of these kits and 1 of the double vision. So I'll have it all cut, but then you're going to have to sort out the scene. So I'm not sure how well that would look, but it would give you a chance to have it. Otherwise, I would love to see what you make on my Dazzled by Stamping, my community group, the Facebook group, rather than my page. I would love to see what you made. So feel free to share because I would love that. So have a great day. Make sure you check out Last Chance products. Dear Dots are a great value, but there's so many other things too. So thank you, Nancy. You have a great week also. And you're welcome for your inspiration. I was inspired by others doing the same thing. So thanks for joining me. Have a great week. Bye.